For today's meter demonstration, we're going to examine three very small compact electric meters of 1923 and 1926. For the first meter on the left hand side, we'll move in closer so that we can get a better look at this particular unit. This is a Ferranti Meter and Transformer Manufacturing Company Limited of Toronto, Canada. This meter is a 1923 version, and the particulars on the finger of type FD, it's rated at 10 amps, 110 volts, and 60 cycles, 2-wire and single phase. According to the nameplate, watt hours per revolution of a disc is 0.458, and its serial number is 1,495,170, which indicates that there were quite a few of them manufactured. Now, I have previously taken all the cover screws out of this meter with the exception of one in the upper right hand corner, of which I will proceed to remove and take the cover off so that we can see inside the meters. Now here we have the cover removed, and get in as close as I can. You can see the disc spinning away as I have my usual 1300 watt incandescent lamp load connected to these. Three meters are wired in series so that the same load makes them all three operate. Now, in 1923, Ferranti was still using this type of cyclometer register, which had two extra dials on the thing in comparison to the one normal extra one. These extra dials were the one on the left measures in 1/100ths of a kilowatt hour, and the one on the right measures 1/10 of a kilowatt hour from 0 to 1. Now, one complete revolution of the tenths register, of course, equals 1 kilowatt hour, which will make this first digit turn. Now, I'm going to remove the register. So that we can see a little bit of the inside. So this is the inside of the register. If I can hold it up so that you can see the gears and the turning disc, or not the disc of the meter, but the disc with the numbers on them. Now, internally, we have, of course, our spinning disc, which is in the rotating magnetic field of the meter. Here we have a set of retarding or braking magnets, and there are two adjustments for light load and full load, and the full load one is up here on the left. Now, in behind the spindle of a rotating disc, you can see, although it's wrapped up in insulating material, the potential or pot coil of a meter. The two current coils are inside the base of the meter, and they're connected across the far left and the far right terminals internally. Now, the potential coil, which is also two wires, has one wire connected to the far left, and the second terminal, which the second terminal and the third terminal are the neutral line, and there's nothing but a shorting bar between the two screws. This particular connection here is only necessary to operate the potential coil, which supplies part of the rotating field of the meter. Now, this meter and the 2 meters to follow have exactly the same insides, even though this one is a type FD and the next two will be a type FDB. Now, I'm going to put the register and the cover back on this so that I don't drop the porcelain parts or break the glass in the cover, which is there. I'm going to put it on upside down. That would work very well. Okay, now we're put the back in, and we'll just leave the cover off that one for the time being. Now, the next meter is the design of 1926, and this particular meter, again, has exactly the same interior parts as the 1923 version, with the exception of the register has been changed to the North American standard, or I should say the Canadian standard, because US manufactured meters do not have the test dial. And I won't take the cover off of the meter because it is sealed. I did break down and cut the seal on the previous meter so that we could get inside it. I would have rather not, but for purposes of a demonstration, I have 3 of them, why I decided I would do so. Now, this particular meter is still showing as being manufactured by the Ferranti Meter and Transformer Manufacturing Company of Toronto, Canada. And again, the designation has been changed to the type FDB, and the cover and connection terminal has been changed, modified, as we take and hold the cover up momentarily for the type FD. It has a smaller window in the front of it which obscures the turning disc unless you stand and look down through from the top. Now, again, this particular meter has it's exactly the same internally and electrically as the type FD, even with the B designation, because of the cover and terminal box change on the front and the change to the disc. Now, this meter is also rated at 0.458 of a kilowatt hour per disc revolution, and its serial number is 2,149,347. So you're getting up there in the numbers manufactured. Next we will move on to the third meter, which again is a Ferranti, but this time somewhere along the line in the 1926 version, the name of the company changed from Ferranti Meter and Transformer Company to just simply Ferranti Electric Limited of Toronto. And this particular meter has the Canadian standard cyclometer register with the 1/10 per indication on the test dial. Again, it has the same type of cover as the previous one with the straight clock type registers. It is also rated as a type FDB, and this particular unit is serial number 2,648,674. So they were moving right along in production, and these were perhaps the smallest meter that were produced. I rather like them for the purposes of my collection. I don't know, they're just kind of a neat little meter. So I guess there's not a whole lot more that I can say about this particular style of meter, other than I've left the terminal cover open on the bottom of this one so that you can see the screws inside for the connections. And you can note that the terminal screws are close to the front, whereas on the very first meter, due to the style of the cover, they were recessed fairly far inside. So with that, I guess that will pretty well conclude my demonstration of the Ferranti meters type FD and FDB. Now I'm just going to pan the camera around again, and here we will see my standard 1300 watt incandescent lamp load that I use for all my meter demonstrations. The lamp on the left, of course, is a 1000 watt incandescent, and the one on the right is a 300 watt incandescent. Now, I actually have a 5000 watt incandescent lamp, which I'm going to hook up someday, but I need to run about number 10 wire to feed enough current to the thing to keep it running. So with that, back we go to our 3 meters, and they're still turning away. Now, our first meter has gone over to number 3. So this 1300 watt load does consume about 10 cents worth of electricity every 15 minutes or less. So with that, we will conclude our demonstration of these particular type of Ferranti meters for today. I have quite a few more Ferrantis in the series from about 1900 up through to actually when they stopped making them, and when they merged with Ferranti, when they merged with Packard Electric in 1958. So with that, we'll close the demonstration. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you find these demonstrations informative.